Hello, and thank you for staying tuned in the New Era series for change in the world. Now with episode number 4, Consumption and Egocentrism. The feedback I got so far for the recent video was that I gave a nice speech, that I made good connections, and that I was understandable. So the topic was understandable and the information was understandable, and the tone of my voice also was comforting. Very nice feedback. The only feedback I got directly connected to the recent video from a new viewer. I got the feedback for all of my videos that I make many pauses for thinking. This is due to the fact that there are many thoughts in my head at the same time, which I already said in the first video. And for this reason, I always have to look for words and put the sentences together and try not to provide sentences that may be misunderstandable. And while I'm doing all this, there are still many other thoughts running through my head. What can we do to with the world, and what will I do this week? And so the private life is also getting into all my thoughts at the same time, and therefore I really apologize for my thinking pauses, but I'm simply not able to get them away because I need them to get a straight line of my thoughts. And this is also why I said I prepared all those notes, because otherwise I could talk for a few hours and nobody would even know what I'm talking about. In the recent video, I talked about consumption and I talked about competition and growth. And growth, for example, only works through consumption. And consumption only works through the awakening of egocentrism in every single one. The economy in the past few decades, and since the Industrial Revolution maybe, has given wings to our dreams. We all should strive for private ownership. We should possess as much stuff as possible. This is the ideal that the economy is providing. If everybody is owning as much stuff as possible, then their personal aim is reached. And therefore, they create the illusion of needs that are basically not there, but they provide them as, let's say, a reasonable aim to everybody, that everybody should pursue. Marketing is basically a way of psychological influencing, the creation of wishes and the illusion of everything is possible. Realistically, non-existent demand is produced by marketing to have real demand afterwards. So it's kind of fascinating, but also terrifying, just as competition and growth are. The characteristic and outward value of people are replaced by stuff and cosmetical articles. So your character isn't the only thing people are asking you for. They say, what car are you driving? What house are you living in? What kind of smartphone do you have? What kind of computer do you have? Everyone is characterized not by their character, but by the stuff they are owning. And the same is with their looks. If you don't have a look, an outer appearance that is contributing to the image that economy creates for the society, then you're simply falling out of the format. And this creates also the social disruptions I talked about in a recent video. And through pushing all the individual imaginations and dramatic egocentrism has become reality. Many people I hear from, or I heard of and I talk to, they have the basic view on the word my wishes first, my child first, my family first, or my life first. And there's somebody who also made a sentence, first. The progressing isolation that is connected to this is dividing communities and the society all around the world. Everybody seems to be a lone knight of luck in the pursuit of his very own dreams and wishes, which are mostly produced by the industry itself. And the industry does good in forcing us to buy new stuff, because things don't last a long time anymore. And this has a special name and is called planned obsolescence. There was a very nice Arte documentation or documentary about this, that there is the oldest light bulb somewhere in the US which is over 100 years old. 100 years. So this light bulb is switched on for 100 years straight. Nowadays, light bulbs, if they're still available, are restricted, not limited. You could build light bulbs that last longer. Light bulbs are restricted, as far as I know, to 1,500 hours. After those 1,500 hours, it is, let's say, not relevant anymore. The industry says if it lasts this long, this is okay. We can sell new light bulbs, and we want to sell new light bulbs because otherwise we would stop selling light bulbs at a certain time, as every single one on the earth every single one on the earth has got a light bulb, and there would be no industry anymore. There would be no profits, there would be no growth, there would be no influence. And this is what the industry does not want. And as growth is their personal aim, they try to shorten the product lifespans, which would mean more people need to buy more things in a shorter time, which means more profit. And more profit means more wealth, and more wealth again means more power. There are, in this Arte documentary, there were also three other examples. There was a printer, a normal desktop printer, and it just gave up. But everything in the printer was okay. There was just a microchip which is counting the prints you are doing, and as soon as you read a certain number of prints, the printer says it needs technical replacements. And if you go to the store manager tells you, well, that would cost as much as a new printer. And this is what the industry wants. They want you to buy new stuff rather than repairing the stuff you have, which is, by logical consequence, damaging the planet, because you need new resources to build the new printer, and you need some space to recycle or to dump the old printer. And this is no sustainable way of life. And there was an example with stockings. I don't know if it was the 70s. In the 1970s, there were stocking produced out of nylon, so out of carbon fiber. And these stockings could have lasted forever. And they also showed a woman which was part of the test program, which still got one of these stockings because it still lasts. And last but not least, there was the iPod, basically the battery, which went off after a few months. And the US judiciaries, so US judges, told Apple that they have to ensure a certain minimum lifetime for their batteries, or really replace iPods which don't last as long as the minimum battery lifetime. So everything is made to break, or everything is made to be dumped. Maybe this was also the title of the documentary, I'm not sure about this, but look out for planned obsolescence on YouTube and you also will be illuminated by what you will see. And every day, this system is ongoing. Normal people become weaker and poorer. Rich people get richer and more powerful, just as they do with the economic growth. So consumerism, that we consume so much items and need so much stuff, and also buy the same stuff in a certain span of time, is giving more power to the people which already control the world, or control a big part of the world. And one day, if we keep on going with this system, the economic leaders of the world will have gathered so much power that they don't need to influence governments anymore, but they can replace them if they are doing it in the background, or obviously, or if they already do it. This has to be found out yet. And I count on your help to do this. And your help means give me feedback. Give me new topics maybe, because we have nearly reached half of the series. Take part in the social discussion in the Facebook group or put comments below. Thank you for watching this video. Watch out for the next video and we'll see you soon.